This news came out about a week or so ago, but very interesting. Dimitri Mitchell, former Manchester United academy prospect,
Mhm.
now I believe playing in League One or League Two, openly talked about in with a reporter how he negotiated his most recent contract with the help of AI, which I thought was super interesting. He doesn't have an agent anymore. He has his family for consulting and advice, obviously, in his best interest. But for actual contractual terms, Dimitri Mitchell would plug it in to, I believe, ChatGPT to understand, hey, is this good? What should I do if I want more money? And it actually worked. So, Dad, what do you think about this? And obviously, this is the ever evolving state of AI, but what do you think about it in sport?
I mean, I think I'm okay with it. I'm not sure it's the best course of action for a player. I think it'd be fine for background, just data understanding, but obviously AI is not 100% reliable. It feels a little bit like a FISBO house, you for sale by owner. You can do a lot of the legwork, but ultimately, I would at least pay a lawyer to look at it. I don't know, did he or was he relying entirely on AI?
It was entirely AI, from what he said. And to my knowledge, AI, at least from what it can do by itself, especially the agentic model now, which can actually act in your favor. I
Yeah.
believe he used the normal version, but to my knowledge, from its knowledge and the way it computes and figures things out, it does know at least basic law. Now, I don't know how much that goes into contractual law and actual things. And to an extent, I think they say the 70-30 rule, Dad. AI is about 70% of the time, I think is what's mostly said. And you need to fact check it pretty much every time.
Yes.
So, do we think this is more empowering players to take matters into their own hands? Or is this threatening, I guess, the legality of things, agents, lawyers? Is it kind of, I don't know, is this impeding on that system that's in place?
Probably, but once again, to use the real estate comparison, in the old days, back before you were born, I mean, you had to heavily rely on real estate agents. There was no internet. You couldn't just scan houses on the internet and look at 35, 40 pictures and, 3D walkthroughs and all this stuff. And yet these agents, real estate agents, still want to be paid the same 2.8, 3%, whatever commission. And
Yeah.
so I think it'd be fine if this actually brings the cost down, especially if this guy's playing in League One or League Two. He doesn't have Premier League money, and I realize it's probably a percentage, something like that. But I could see why these guys would want to try to save a few bucks if they can.
Well, and I think most of these guys, not to say that they're not educated, I'm sure most of them are, but most of these guys, if they don't have an agent, not only could AI help them negotiate a contract where they're maybe not understanding as much, but they can have it craft responses for them to prove why they deserve more money. I believe Dimitri Mitchell put his stats in and said, hey, take my statistics from last year to prove to my club why I should get this amount of money. And I think that's a honestly fantastic use case, especially if he's taking it, reworking it into his own words and using it to his advantage. So honestly, I think to your point, as long as all of these players are kind of avoiding the ethical risk with bad data and privacy, I think it's great. But it could be interesting to see how far these players go in using it and to what level, right? Are we going to see Premier League players use it? Are other sports going to see this happen as well?
I think the answer is yes. I think you will see more and more people use it. Will they use it for the entire process? I
Probably
sure
not.
hope not, right? Like I said, I think it's great for early stages, even middle stage negotiations. But man, before you put pen to paper, I would at least have a lawyer or someone take a look at the contract just to make
Yeah.
sure, like, you know, once again, last time I'll use this example, but there's real estate services out there who give you like for 1%, they'll do kind of some of the final legwork rather than the full 2.8% commission. I would think at this point, that's something I would consider as a player. Trust myself, use AI as a really good tool early on, but at some point, you're going to have to cough up a little bit of money to make sure you're not getting taken advantage of.
Agreed, and I think we're just gonna have to see what this does to agencies and lawyers in general. This is a common trend, as you said, in multiple industries, that I think is really evolving what law looks like and how lawyers operate as well. So it's going to be interesting to evaluate more, but good on Dimitri Mitchell making his money and getting the job done. And hopefully nothing was wrong in the contract because we don't know yet. So
Yep.
we'll have
Yep.
to wait and see
Good
that.
luck
We'll have
to
to
him.
wait and see.